People are always talking about how Disneyland food is so expensive, but newsflash, it is actually. It's very expensive food. Thankfully though, the food comes in quite a price range from expensive to very freaking expensive, which is why today I wanted to take a look at 4 of the cheapest and 4 of the most expensive meal options at the Disneyland Resort in California. There's a couple little minor rules before we jump into it here today. First and foremost, none of these meals are exclusive. I'm not gonna be talking about Club 33, not gonna be talking about 21 Royale or any of those really expensive, exclusive experiences. Everything today is open to the general public, and you might need a reservation to get into some of the more expensive restaurants, but anyone is welcome there without hopping on any sort of waiting list. The second rule is that there's no repeat restaurants, especially on the more expensive side. Some of these expensive restaurants have several expensive options. I'm only picking the most expensive option and not duplicating anything from the restaurants. And the third and final rule is that we're talking about meals, not snacks. Especially on the cheap end, I kind of had a hard time differentiating what qualified as a meal and what qualified as a snack, but I tried to pick things that are meals, not including drinks and side dishes, but meals. And keep in mind, Disneyland's menus and prices are always changing, and there's some things I might have missed, but this is just 4 of the cheapest and most expensive meals at Disneyland. Starting with the cheapest ones, I thought it would be fun to start with the least most cheap meal I could find and work our way to the cheapest meal I can find. So kicking it off is Edelweiss Snacks over in Fantasyland, right by the Matterhorn. They sell the chimichanga, which I believe you can also sometimes buy from a cart over in Fantasyland. But this thing is a good sized little fried chimichanga full of ground beef. Comes with a red Mexican Spanish style sauce to dip it in, and it's pretty good. It's filling enough. It's not, I've had it before, and it's not the best ever, but coming in at $6.79, that's a pretty dang good price for a meal at Disneyland. It's enough to fill you up and keep you going. The chimichanga at Edelweiss coming in at $6.79. Working our way down to even cheaper options, we'll be heading over to Adventureland, checking out the Tropical Hideaway. For just $6.49, you can grab yourself a chilled ramen shaker. And I have yet to try this myself, but I'm excited to as soon as I can. It comes in a little plastic cup, so it's very portable. It's a to-go meal. You can eat it while standing in line on the fly. Filled with chilled ramen, some lettuce, some other veggies. Comes with a sauce and some crunchy noodles that you mix in there. Shake up the whole cup, and you got yourself a meal for $6.49. Disneyland prices, you can't complain, and it looks delicious. The reviews I've heard of it, give it a thumbs up. So, chilled ramen shaker at the Tropical Hideaway. There is one more meal coming in at the same price of $6.49, and I actually put it after the chilled ramen shaker because to me it seems like a better deal. The Studio Catering Company, a little food truck out in Hollywoodland in Disney's California Adventure, you can get a plate of 3 street tacos. Now, you know, they're not big tacos, but street tacos, they have 4 different flavors, 3 meat flavors and a vegetarian flavor. You can get a plate of 3 of those for $6.49 as well, which seems like a mind-blowingly good deal. I think people are sleeping on this place. I have never heard about it until I started researching for this video. $6.49 for 3 tacos in a Disney park. I mean, sign me up. They look delicious. They're like loaded tacos overflowing with sauces and meats and veggies and things. Like Studio Cater Company gonna tacos. And the cheapest meal option I was able to find, and maybe you're gonna debate me on whether or not this is a meal, but head on over to the Mint Julep Bar in New Orleans Square. Grab yourself a pack of 3 beignets for $4.99. Under $5 before tax for 3 beignets, which is more than enough for breakfast for one person. 1.5 beignets is maybe even enough if you want to split it between 2 people. That's a good value. Another $2.99 if you want to grab a cup of coffee or something, but just focusing on those 3 beignets, I said we're not talking about drinks, $4.99 for a main course for breakfast, that's pretty dang good. So the Mint Julep Bar is the cheapest thing that I would consider a meal in the Disneyland Resort. All right, but now we got the more expensive options. Almost more exciting because I know that I'll never taste most of this. And I'm looking at pictures of it over here, and man, haven't had dinner yet. Tummy's a little grumbly. I'm hungry is what I'm trying to say. I'm hungry and poor, so we'll see how this goes. Coming in at the least most expensive, working up to the most expensive meal, head on into Disney California Adventure to Carthay Circle. Again, you might need a reservation for this restaurant, but grab yourself a thick cut pork chop. That is a $42 pork chop. No sides, no drink, no tip, but the pork chop is $42. I'm looking at a picture of it over here. It's a good size. I mean, it's a fat piece of meat. I mean, it looks delicious. It's got herbs, it's got spices, it's grilled, whatever the heck you want to do it. 42 bucks is expensive, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? I just choked on my own spit a little bit there. Let's get a replay. Nasty. Eat a pork chop. Our next expensive restaurant should be no surprise, with Carthay Circle being the nicest general restaurant in DCA, and the Blue Bayou being the nicest general public restaurant in Disneyland. At the Blue Bayou, you can get yourself a ribeye steak for $46. Coming in a little more even than the pork chop, but again, looking at a picture, it's a hunk of meat. This one even comes with a side of vegetables. It looks delicious. I don't think I'll ever have $46 to spend on something that doesn't even fill the whole plate, but it'll fill your stomach, so that's at least counts for something, and I'm sure it tastes delicious. If you're into steak, go get this ribeye. I mean, bone-in ribeye, that's classy and expensive, but classy. For these next two meals, we're venturing off the park property a little bit, which you might think is cheating, but it is still in the Disneyland Resort. We're looking at the hotels now. The hotels host the ritzy restaurants. I mean, say what you will about Blue Bayou and Carthay Circle, but the nicest dining experiences are in the Disney hotels, starting at the Napa Rose at the Grand Californian. This one's a little cheap. It's technically the most expensive per person on this whole list, but you'll see why I put it where I did. It's the Princess Character Dining Breakfast Experience for $125 per person. Anyone over 3 years old has to pay $125 to get in there. And the reason why this isn't my number one is because it is an experience you're paying for. It's a buffet, so you're paying for the entree, the sides, the drink. It's kind of a cheat, but I just thought it was outstanding how expensive it was. It's much more expensive than the Goofy dining experience at Goofy's Kitchen nearby at the Disneyland Hotel. So I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money for some Mickey waffles and some princesses. $125 a person for the Napa Rose Grand Californian meal. Number one, the most expensive dish I could find, once again at the hotels, not at the parks. I'm sure there's more expensive things in Club 33, like I said. The 21 Royale is a several $1,000 experience for the bougiest of people, but we're going over to Steakhouse 55 at the Disneyland Hotel for the most expensive meal I could find accessible to the general public on Disney property. It is the dry-aged Angus Porterhouse for two, coming in at $138. $138. Now, it does say for two, which would bring it down to $69 per person, still much more expensive than anything else per person on the menu. But I was looking at a picture, and what the heck? I mean, I get it. It's the porterhouse, it's dry aged, it's a fancy piece of meat, and it's a big cut, but like they didn't even cut it in half, like it's just a slab. Hey, here's a slab, share with your friends, no sides. There's no veggies on the side. It's just a piece of meat. It's a hunk of meat. It doesn't even look appetizing to me. The pork chops and the other steak from the Blue Bayou, they looked pretty tasty to me with the sides and the plating and everything. This just looks like kind of a bloody piece of steak. I mean, I don't know. I'm no steak connoisseur. I don't know a good steak from a bad steak. I just eat it when I can. But that thing for $69 a person, $138 for a piece of meat, the most expensive meal option. So if you got the money, you got the time, try it out. Please give me a review. I would love to hear how good this thing actually is, because I'm curious and I will not be getting it myself. The most expensive meal I could find on the Disneyland Resort property in California, hunk of meat, Steakhouse 55, Disneyland Hotel. And there you have it, 4 of the cheapest, 4 of the most expensive meal entree things on Disneyland property. Like I said, it's not a conclusive list. I kind of just chose what I thought would be best for some things in defining a meal and what have you. But I am eager to try some of those cheaper ones. If I ever can, I will be trying some of those expensive ones. Have you ever had any of these? Have you ever had any of these dishes? I'm going to, well, let's see. The poll, I'm curious. The most expensive dishes. I'm going to put the 4 most expensive dishes up here in the poll. Yeah, I was looking over here first. Over here in the poll, the 4 most expensive dishes. If you've had one, click on it. And if not, I've not had that. I don't know if any of us have. But if you had, I'm curious. And give me a review down in the comments below. Thanks again, guys, for coming to the live stream last night. I'm recording this before the live stream, but thanks for being there. I hope it was a lot of fun. I hope it was as much fun as last time. I'm sure it was. I got a bit of an update video that will be getting posted tomorrow. There's a slight shift and change coming up that I will tell you all about tomorrow. But thank you so much for watching. I hope I made you a little hungry. Hope I made you miss Disneyland a little bit. Go grab a snack and keep watching Disneyland videos. Thanks for watching again, guys. I'm a YouTuber. Thanks for liking. I'm at youtube.com Disneyland. Hit the bell. It's really hot in here.